Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a get ready with me playing with all my Sephora goodies that I just recently picked up. We're going to be playing with some guerlain goodies today, as well as the Natasha Denona Glam palette and a few other goodies, of course. So if you were interested in seeing how I created this look using my haul goodies from Sephora, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, who is ready to play with some new makeup? I know I am. And before we get started, I have to share one thing that I'm super excited about. This is not sponsored. I just went to the dentist yesterday for a cleaning, and after I get my teeth cleaned, I want them to stay as sparkly and fresh feeling as possible. And I was telling them that my Sonicare was kind of old and that I needed to replace it. And they actually sold these Oral B toothbrushes. I believe it's IO. And it has 5 different smart modes. And it is the most amazing toothbrush. It just made my teeth feel so clean. And I'm someone who has receding gums. I've already had to have gum surgery. Need to do some more, but it's so painful. I don't want to. But anyhow, it has like gum health mode, whiten your teeth mode, like deep clean, and I just love it. So this is just a little upgrade from my Sonicare, and I ended up loving it so much that I bought one for my son and my daughter. I know they're going to be thrilled about getting this for Christmas. But it is so amazing and my teeth just feel super clean, and when I get excited about something I always feel the need to share. So not sponsored. I'm just still in this holiday gift giving mode, and even though that's a more functional gift, I actually think it's really important. You only have one pair of teeth, and I just had to share that because I had laughed that I even got to do a little shopping while at the dentist yesterday. But let's go ahead and play with makeup now. I'm going to start by prepping my skin with this guerlain. This is the Youth Watery Oil, and this was the one I mentioned the other day. I got a nice little sample size, and I ended up purchasing it from the Sephora Sale. That's how much I liked it. And I'm not someone who usually preps my skin before makeup. I mean, I prep my skin, but I don't use like a primer or such. But I did the other day when I was using the Guerlain Lingerie Depot, which we will use, and I just ended up loving the way that it looked. So I'm just going to take a few drops of this oil, and it's truly watery, so it's going to fall out of my hand. And then I am just going to press this into the skin, and it just feels lovely on. It does have a very, very light scent, but my skin, which I consider to be a little bit sensitive, has not been upset by it. So I am going to take a minute to press this in to my skin, and it just adds a really nice little moisture base, and I just felt like it made my skin look really healthy and glowy, and also looked great pairing it with that Lingerie Depot. So here's what this watery oil looks like on my skin, and as you can see, it's giving me just a little bit of a glow, and it just feels very hydrating. It doesn't feel greasy or anything like that, so I was actually a little excited about it and ended up purchasing it at the sale. So next we're going to use the Lingerie Depot, and again I have this in 02N. I'm going to take about this much, not quite a full pump. The way that I like to use this on my skin is first with fingertips, and a little goes a long way. So I am just going to take a minute to use my fingertips and tap this into the skin. This one is very thin and very natural looking on the skin, so I want to take a minute to use the warmth of my hands to really tap it into the skin. Okay, after I have used my fingertips, then I'll come in with a damp sponge, and I can use some of what I have on my hand to add it in areas that I might want to, but also to really push it into the skin. Okay, I'm gonna let this sort of sink into the skin while we go ahead and warm up the skin. And next I picked up the limited edition. This is the Guerlain Terracotta Gold Bronze. And this is the one that has this pretty gold inlay in the bronzer. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a little swatch just like this. This one is going to be a bit more of a warm toned bronzer versus a red cocoa toned, which I tend to like, but during the winter months I tend to gravitate back to my more warmer golden bronzers versus my red cocoa ones, which I think make my skin look like I've actually been out in the sun, like a little bit of that reddish sunburn look. And I do want to let you know that that little gold embossment in here is just that. It's going to whisk away once you start using it. And I'm going to, just like that. And we'll put some of this bronzer on. I'll show you this color. And I really love the color once I blended it in. I think it just gives my skin a touch of warmth. And these are a classic for a reason, an Allure Beauty Award winner. So kind of having some fun playing with some Guerlain classics. Now the next item I sort of showed you in the last video, but we're gonna go ahead and use this Tom Ford. This is the Rose Bracken. And I find this to be such a fantastic neutral blush. So the way that I'm going to actually use it today is I'm just going to mix the two together. One has a little bit more of a highlighting powder in it, and the other is a matte. And then I will just kind of dab it on my hand. And even though I'm wearing a sort of bright orange sweater, I want more of a neutral look on my cheeks. We're going to play with the Natasha Denona Glam palette, and it's a pretty neutral. So I am going to use this blush, and I just really love these blushes. So I have it in Explicit Flush, Peach Poison, as well as this new Rose Bracken. And this one is my neutral rose toned. The Explicit Flush is going to be your pinky peach, and Peach Poison is going to include a bit of a terracotta, almost bronze color along with a peach blush. So I love all three of them. Honestly, I want to buy all of them because they all look super pretty and super wearable, but I think we have enough for now. Now we're going to have a little fun playing with the Natasha Denona Glam palette, and so many of you said you already own it, that you love it, but that you haven't been playing with it as much lately. So let's pull this baby out, because I'm actually really loving this. Even though I'm not someone who gravitates towards palettes, I tend to get a bit overwhelmed. But as I said the other day, the reason I love this one is that it literally says crease, transition, inner eye, lash line. Like, it's really giving me guidelines of how to use it. So I am going to start with this crease color here. And again, since I'm wearing a little bit of orange, I think I'm going to use this blend shade over here, a little bit of warmth in here. This is a more cool toned palette, but I definitely see some warmer tones in here as well. And I love the combination of cool and warm on the eyes. So I'm first going to start with the crease color, and I am using my And I'm using my Sonia G. This is the Blender Pro. Okay. I just added a little bit of that crease shade right in the crease, and then I'm going to come into this blend shade over here, and I'm going to put the blend shade on the lid, bring it up just to soften any edges in that crease as well. Okay, next I'm going to come into this one, and it is saying that's going to go on the center lid right here. And this looks like such a pretty color. And I'm using a Sonia G. This is the mini booster. I tend to like to use this one. It's a little shorter handle here, and you have a lot of control over the eye. So I'm going to put this on the center. Such a pretty color. Okay, so I love that color here, and don't worry, I'm going to blend everything with a bigger brush, but I'm just going to now add this gorgeous color right here, and it says on the outer eyelid. Look at how gorgeous that shade is. So I'm just going to put a tad on the outer eyelid over here. That is so pretty, you guys. We're going to put that on the outer, kind of into that V. And as you guys know, I will blend everything. So if it's looking a little heavy-handed, I promise it will all come together. Okay, I just did a little blending, but I love these colors. And then right here it says put in the inner corner. I wiped off my brush a bit, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that in the inner corner. Then I'm going to use a little bit of this smoke shade, and I'm going to run a little bit of that near the lash line. And I'm using the Pencil Pro from Sonia G. Okay, this is what I have created so far. And of course, I need a little bit of eyeliner in the waterline near the lash line, as well as mascara to bring it all together. But I do think these colors are just so pretty. They really create a soft, smoky eye. You could definitely play it up a little bit more. I sort of love the way that it just gives you some soft glam, not too much, but it's definitely so pretty on the eyes. And then I picked up this Guerlain. This is the Mad Eyes Mascara. This is supposed to be volumizing. And let me show you the brush. And we'll go ahead. Okay, we have eyes on, and then for finishing powder, I actually picked up this nude. This is the Guerlain Terracotta, the Nude Glow Powder. And Marjorie Barnes, a subscriber, had told me that she loves this nude powder for kind of giving that all over glow, little bit of a setting powder here. And I did have to pick this up from Selfridges. I don't believe I saw this at Sephora, but I picked this up. She had told me how wonderful it is, and I'm just taking this, swirling it with my big La Mer fluffy brush, and I am going to, and I'm just going to buff this on the skin. And this is what this powder looks like. Gives my skin a nice healthy glow, but if you were to look up close at me in person, it is not detecting that I'm wearing one of these kind of glowy powders. It's not like sparkly or shimmery on the skin, but I definitely see the glow from afar. So sort of that lit from within look. Okay, let's finish with lips, and I do have a Guerlain lip liner, and this one is in Bois de Santel number 44. This is the shade right here. And Guerlain recently relaunched their Les Arts and La Matière collection, and I had a few of the old bottles of that, and I love that line. Just absolutely stunning, and they launched a few new ones. And many of you were asking me how I got my hands on the samples here. I have a bunch of them. I've been collecting them, but what I've been doing, if you go to the Guerlain site and you pick up a lip liner, you get 3 samples that also includes their fragrances, and it does include this special line. So I have picked up one of the new perfumes. Oh, this is my baby. This is Tonka Imperial. This is not a new fragrance. It is just in one of their new bottles, and it's so cool because you can customize the cap, and you can even get it embossed on the back, like personalized. So this is something I think would be amazing for a customized holiday gift. But I'm going to do a whole other video on this line, so we will save that for that. But that is how I've been getting my hands on samples. So yes, I did purchase a perfume, and then that came with 3 samples. And then I picked up a lip liner in order to get a few more. So that is how I'm getting my hands on those samples. So let me put on this lip liner first. We're going to be using my Rouge G lipstick, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it out because it's got this adorable mirror here. Might as well use it. And then I'm going to top it with the number 7, and this is the Sheer Shine formula, and this feels like a balm, but it has a very nice glossy finish. This is the cute tweed packaging, and I'm going to be honest with you, I had seen these around forever but didn't quite see the appeal, but now that I picked up this one, I'm finding it to be sort of old school, classic, and just sort of fun. And then for fragrance of the day, I can't decide between wearing the classic Shalimar, as I mentioned in my last video. I ended up picking up this classic, and honestly this just brings back so many memories, but it really is truly a beautiful scent. It is rich, it is smoky, it is opulent, but it also has a very soft, powdery vanilla, the Guerlain vanilla in here, and it just dries down to such a pretty scent. It is a classic for a reason, and I actually like to spray this like on my coat or scarf because it has that kind of classic presence to it that it will just smell wonderful. And I feel like Shalimar brings back so many memories for so many people. It is a true beauty and a classic for a reason, and wanted to give a little shout out because I've been having fun wearing this classic fragrance. And then I've got my classic Tonka Imperial, and this is a masterpiece Tonka scent. And if you are someone who loves Tonka scents, Tonka has a very rich and resinous feel to perfumes, perfect for this time of year. If you're a fan of Dior's Fave Delicious, that's a beautiful Tonka scent. Also BDK's Velvet Tonka, that's another one that is gorgeous. And this one has been described as between gingerbread and chocolate. So if you can think about those gorgeous gingerbread spices and rich deep chocolate, that's kind of the vibe. I also smell a touch of like raw honey as well as marzipan, so there's definitely an almond note in here. This also has the gorgeous guerlain vanilla DNA in it. That's what I would say, is that if you are a vanilla fan like myself but you want an adult vanilla, Guerlain has one of the most adult, luxurious, chic vanilla DNA in their fragrances, and I just love this whole entire line. So Tonka Imperial is going to be your cozy cashmere sweater kind of scent. Today it is raining like cats and dogs here non-stop, and this is the perfect scent for today. It is warm and cozy, but it's also chic. There is something that is elevated. It feels like you are strolling down the streets of Paris with those quaint coffee shops and such. So it's got that warmth and that comfort, but it's also elevated and definitely feels chic. So I think I'm gonna have to wear this one today. Gosh, I definitely right off the bat smell that almond or that marzipan hit. It is so intoxicating and so pretty. So more to come with this one. I have one more bottle coming my way. This was a present from my hubby, so I'm excited to do a little unboxing with you, and was also asked to walk through the samples. So I'm collecting those, and that video will be coming up. Super excited about it. But today we were playing with my haul. I have some more fun videos coming up that are not Sephora related, but still fun just the same. So you guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will be back with another video soon.